Today is Saturday, January 29th, 2022. My name is Justin McKee, one of the meteorologists here at 10 News. We just wrapped up our Saturday edition of Virginia Today. Myself, Duke Carter, and Lindsay Kennett giving you all the headlines as well as the weather forecast over the last couple of hours. If you missed the forecast on 10 News, that is why I'm here on Facebook Live to once again pass it along to you, let you know what you can expect for your Saturday. If you guys have any questions about the forecast, feel free to leave comments in the chat or just let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to go through my entire forecast first, and then at the end, I'll circle back to your comments. So I'm not ignoring you. Just want to get through everything I'm talking about first, and then I'll address what you guys are saying. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the snowfall totals. So our forecast called for 1 to 3 inches of snow. It actually did pan out pretty good with this event. Looks like the big winner with this one was Willis, about 3.5 inches of snow, almost 3 inches of snow in Pilot, 2 inches of snow for Galax, 1.5 inches in Spout Spring. And then Chris Michaels actually was up earlier today, and he said he measured an inch of snow at his place in Northeast Roanoke. Fancy Gap, you guys got 3 inches of snow. Bent Mountain, 1.5 inches, a little bit more than an inch in Graysontown. Iron Gate was right at an inch of snow, and then Lynchburg didn't get quite as much as some of these other places. They were right around 1/2 inch of snow. Let me know how much snow you got in your backyard. Feel free to leave that in the chat, and we'll continue to kind of tabulate all of these totals across Southwest and Central Virginia. Here is the radar over the last 3 hours. You can see in the western portions of the area have been seeing some flurry activity, maybe even some snow showers. That's mainly been in the NRV and the Roanoke Valley over the last few hours. It does look like that is starting to dissipate a little bit, which kind of lines up with what we were expecting. Really just a small chance of some light snow early in the day. But as that comes to an end, we're actually going to see the sunshine coming out later on this morning into the midday and certainly during the afternoon. Big story today is going to be the wind. You can see it's up to 29 miles per hour for the gusts in Roanoke, 18 mile per hour gust in Lynchburg, 22 miles per hour in Danville, 23 miles per hour for the wind gust in Wytheville, and 25 miles per hour in Hillsville. Looks like the wind's staying elevated throughout the day today. I believe we're between about 15 and 25 miles per hour for the sustained winds for a good portion of the day, but the gusts are going to be even higher than that. It looks like those could exceed 35 miles per hour, maybe even 40 miles per hour at times. And of course, the wind is certainly going to make it feel colder outside. Temperatures right now are sitting in the teens and the 20s. Warmest spot on the map is South Boston at 28 degrees. The coldest spot on the map is Wytheville at 13. In the middle, as typically is the case, is Roanoke at 22. Lynchburg is coming in at 25. Martinsville, 24. Covington, Lexington, about 21 degrees. Here's your forecast for today. It looks like the temperature is only going to be in the 20s for many of us as we go into the afternoon. The only places that might be slightly warmer than that will be Martinsville, Danville, South Boston, even Lynchburg, getting closer to freezing. But again, as I mentioned, the wind is really a concern for today. So this is what you can expect as far as the wind chills this afternoon as well as into Sunday morning. So if you live in the purple color, so places like Blacksburg, Wytheville, Hillsville, Covington, Hot Springs, Lewisburg, maybe the best you're going to do with the wind chill today is 0. Yeah, that's cold. I'm not even kidding. Definitely want to dress warmly today. Pink is places like Roanoke, Lexington, Lynchburg, Smith Mountain Lake, and Martinsville. Looking at about 5 to 10 for the wind chill, and then 10 to 15 for places like Danville, South Boston, Appomattox County, Charlotte County, places like that. So the cold and the wind is certainly the big story for the rest of today and into tonight. Does not look like we're as cold or as windy on Sunday, but we are going to have some extra clouds around, and there's the possibility for some mountain snow. You can see that on the right side of your screen with the map. That's an approximation of what Sunday at 4 p.m. could look like. And then if you're excited about some warmer temperatures, we do have some good news in the forecast as we flip the calendar over to February. It's been one of the coldest Januaries in recent memory in Roanoke and much of Southwest Virginia. We are finally going to be warming up a little bit, it looks like, as we go into February. All right, let me show you the upper air pattern, and that is something that we really use to determine what the temperatures are going to be doing. So you can see this big dip in the jet stream as we are starting off our Saturday, certainly feeling like winter for us in the mid-Atlantic and even into the Northeast and parts of the Southeast, talking down into the 30s potentially for temperatures Sunday morning in Florida. So very cold for a good portion of the country. We are going to see this jet stream, this dip in the jet stream kind of slowly erode as the week progresses. So you can see eventually we have a nice little ridge set up by Wednesday, and that means for Groundhog Day, it looks like our highs in the 40s and 50s. So if you're looking for some warmer stuff, it certainly looks like it'll be with us. I'm going to pop the temperature trend up while I take a little swig of water. Got a little bug in my throat. Apologies. Okay, here's the temperature trend over the next 5 days. So average high for this time of year is 48. So we are about 20 degrees below that for our Saturday. Temperatures warming up by about 10 degrees on Sunday, another 10-degree warm up by Monday. So that gets us closer to average for this time of year. And then we're actually going even a little bit above average Tuesday, Wednesday. I actually think that the warmest day of the week is going to be Thursday, potentially maybe the 60s for some of you by that day. But, you know, the people that have been waiting for the warmer temperatures, it looks like you guys will finally get some of that as we go into the middle stages of this upcoming week. Nothing about today is warm, though. Bitter cold, 28 the high. We're going to have the wind, so it's going to feel colder than 28, but hey, at least we're going to have the sunshine. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, and the wind chills are going to be staying frigid. Your extended forecast features some more clouds on Sunday, but it won't probably feel quite as bad outside, which is good news, and the warm-up really just continues into the new week. As the temperatures are peaking on Wednesday and Thursday, that is when we actually expect some rain to be in the forecast. Looks like a pretty good chance at this time for Thursday. And then behind the system that is bringing those rain chances, we do actually cool down again as we go into Friday and next weekend. If you guys want to keep up with me on social media, here is my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. On Facebook, I'm Justin McKee, WSLS 10 News. That is also linked in the description of this Facebook Live video, so you guys can follow me there. And then also on Twitter and Instagram, I am at Justin McKee WX. WX stands for weather. So I am Justin McKee Weather on Twitter and Instagram. Okay. So we have a lot of people watching the chat. We appreciate that on a Saturday morning. About 100 people watching on Facebook Live. I want to get to your questions before I wrap things up here. A lot of people just letting me know where they're watching from. Missy is in Boone's Mill. We have Brenda in Stewart. Pam is out of town. She's in Carrollton, Kentucky watching us. Tim is in Roanoke. We have Charlotte in Floyd. We have Linda in Patrick Springs. Cindy is out of state. She's in Tennessee. We have Brenda in Salem. And then we have a report from Draper. She says the pond's frozen and the temperature is 23 degrees. Asking about the wind, whether it will die down. I am the bearer of bad news on that one for you. Unfortunately, the wind looks like it's going to be pretty strong basically all day long today and even tonight as well, but does not look quite as windy on Sunday. So if you're hoping for the wind to die down, probably tomorrow is your better bet than today. Let's see. Leslie's in Evington. Orlando is in West Palm Beach, and he says it's 46 degrees there. Yeah, Orlando, I don't know if you have heard of this, but it's going to be cold enough tomorrow morning for the iguanas to fall out of the trees. Yes, that's a thing. Temperatures in the 30s tomorrow morning. So hopefully, if you are walking around Orlando, be very careful with the iguanas coming out of the trees. Cold for Florida. 30s and 40s is cold for them. We also have Virginia in Florida. Sandra in Florida. Lots of people in Florida. I want to switch with you guys. It's a little too cold here in Roanoke for me. Linda's in Roanoke. We have Tina in Blacksburg. We have Debbie in Dublin. Karen is in Bland. We have Wyzetta in Columbus, Mississippi. So somebody else out of state this morning. Also Tony in Wytheville and Karen in Blacksburg. Wow, well, thanks for everybody joining in and hanging out with me on Facebook Live. Try to dress warmly today, get through the cold and the wind, because we will be rewarded with some warmer temperatures later on this week. If you need any more forecast details, again, my social media accounts are a good place to get that. And also you can head to our website, WSLS.com/weather, and you can get the forecast every single day for Southwest and Central Virginia. Hope everybody has a great Saturday. I hope you enjoy this final weekend in January, and we will see you next time on Facebook Live. Have a good one.